Hey Artnerds, today we are taking a look at another art supply from Kickstarter. So if you're excited to check out these Chameleon Fineliners, you need to keep watching. A while back, I pre-ordered these Chameleon Fineliners off of Kickstarter. I paid $24 plus $4 shipping, and I had some prior experience with other Chameleon products, so I felt fairly certain that this was going to go through. I'd also backed the Chameleon color tops, and you guys can check out that video by clicking here, back when it was on Indiegogo. So I was a little bit curious to see that they'd made the switch from Indiegogo over to Kickstarter. I don't always purchase art supplies on Kickstarter. It can definitely be a bit hit or miss, and if you're backing something on Kickstarter, sometimes it's more helpful to think of it as a donation rather than as a pre-order. But I felt fairly confident with Chameleon's track record that they would be able to deliver on their Fineliners, and as you guys can probably guess from this video, they definitely did. So I have the 24 color set of bold colors with the 0.3 millimeter nibs. I paid $24 for them and an additional $4 for shipping, and they arrived today. So my Chameleon Fineliner pins, they came in a bubble wrap envelope. I already discarded that. There was really nothing exciting, special, interesting to see there. Inside the package was this pack of Chameleon Fineliners, this little info sheet here, another little info sheet here as well, and then my order slip, which strangely says that I paid $0, but I think that's just for their internal department to let them know that this was a Kickstarter package. So I have reviewed a few other products, a few other art supplies that I Kickstarted or crowdfunded, and I will link those throughout this video. So if you guys are familiar with the Chameleon color tops and the Chameleon color tones markers, then you'll know that they're designed to be quote-unquote charged either with other colors or with the blending solution and then used. And they're supposed to give really perfect gradients. In fact, here is an example marker now, and I have a field test for these coming up in the near future that I hope you guys will check out. The Fineliners are supposed to do very much the same thing, and since I've started doing more colored line art, I thought these could be a really fun product for that. I believe they're aimed more at hand letterers than they are at fine artists and artists, so it should be interesting to see what I think of these today. So before we begin unboxing, I do want to read and go over the paperwork that they sent. So this is remember to recharge. Important notice, please read. Thank you for buying our revolutionary new Chameleon Fineliners. To make sure you get the best experience with them from the start, please make sure you recharge your Fineliner caps before opening them. We recommend storing them upside down in their packaging for at least 15 minutes to make sure all caps are fully charged. That's kind of a bummer. I'm glad they included it, but it's kind of a bummer because like anybody who's just gotten a new art supply probably wants to dive right in. Don't forget, regularly recharge your Fineliner caps to be certain you're getting the very best blending experience. So basically, like every other time you use these things, you have to recharge them so that you can actually get the best experience possible. Again, I'm glad they're letting us know this, but that's still a bummer for people who enjoy using art supplies. Who wants to spend 15 minutes storing their pins upside down before they even start making art? You want to dive in immediately. So we hope you enjoy creating and changing color with our latest innovation, the Chameleon Fineliners. Thanks again for your valued custom. Now enjoy. Well, after 15 minutes of charging, now enjoy. From the team at Chameleon Art Products. Should you have any questions, please email help@chameleonartproducts.com. And you guys can learn more at chameleonartproducts.com. So I am glad they included that, and I'm glad, even though I'm a Kickstarter backer, they didn't wait until these hit store shelves before they figured out that problem. So we have a little bit more paperwork here. Colored like no other. Thank you very much for buying Chameleon art products. We're glad that you found what you were looking for. It is our goal to make sure you are always happy with your purchase, so please let us know if your buying experience was anything short of excellent. I mean, it was okay. It was fine. It was a Kickstarter experience, and I got exactly what I purchased and nothing else. And we'll talk about the packaging in a minute. So, let's see. We would also just like to say thank you for being a part of our Chameleon creative community. And please do not forget to sign up for our newsletter at chameleonartproducts.com for the latest news, inspirations, and offers. You could have chosen any other art product. Actually, Chameleon, I think you guys are the only ones doing something like this right now. So, y'all were the pick. And we appreciate you've chosen to color like no other to ensure we can keep... oh, wow. Cannot talk today, sorry. To ensure we can keep changing color together, we would like to offer you a further 10% discount for any future purchase. Please use code THANKS10. Thank you again, and have a creative week. From everyone at Chameleon Art Products. And then help at chameleonartproducts.com. And then there is the code, where if you guys want to purchase these, you can use the code. It is not an affiliate code. I do not see any kickback from that, but saving 10% is always nice. Please note, cannot be used in conjunction with any other promotions, discounts, or offers. Well, 10% isn't a whole lot of money. Okay, but anyway, I hope you guys will use that code. The Chameleon Promise. The Chameleon Lifetime Guarantee. Oh, wow. Because I'm already having problems with my Chameleon color tone markers, and I've hardly used them, and they're going dry. So I don't know if you can make a lifetime art supply product, but we'll see. Chameleon Art Products uses only the highest quality components and materials. We are dedicated to ensuring that our Chameleon community receives art products that are built to last and provide superior performance. The Chameleon Lifetime Guarantee covers all okay, fair enough. The Chameleon Lifetime Guarantee covers all molded components for the lifetime of the pen, and that it seems to be specifically for the pen. So that's interesting. My problems with the Chameleon color tops and the color tones is that they're going dry, and that the Japanese brush nibs turn to mush in like 2 uses. Those are not molded components though. They are actually very sturdily built. Any pen determined by Chameleon to be defective, either in materials or in workmanship, will be replaced free of charge, including postage. A proof of purchase, well, they sent me a thing that says I paid no dollars, and this was surely not sent to me care of, because I paid for that on Kickstarter. Well, I do have the Kickstarter receipt, so I could provide it. And that's assuming these do not work well. So let us see. A proof of purchase and postage will need to be provided. The lifetime of Chameleon products is based on a realistic timeline and refers specifically to the lifespan of the components. As all parts and materials degrade over time, the term lifespan, see, that's like a wishy-washy term, come on. The term lifespan relates to how much use a product gets and how well it has been cared for, not its age. An issue with workmanship relates to product manufacturing and whether or not the end product deviate from the Chameleon design. So that would not include defective, sad brush nibs on the, I don't even know, this says pen, so I don't know if the markers would count for that anyway. The Chameleon commitment does not cover items damaged due to improper handling or care. Chameleon will not replace components as a result of fair wear and tear. The lifetime warranty does not include coverage for consumable parts such as ink or nibs. Haha, alright, fair enough. Chameleon will not replace components due to accident or components that are lost and or stolen, i.e. caps. Can I buy replacement caps? Except by the time you get it, it's going to be wrecked. Does my product issue qualify for a Chameleon lifetime guarantee? Our warranty covers Chameleon products that legitimately fail due to a manufacturing defect. Please use your judgment when you assess whether your item is likely to fall under the guarantee. We will not cover items that fail due to wear and tear and will not refund postage and packaging for sending the item to us. We will, however, return the item back to you. If you are unsure, please contact us before returning your product. And then they have a money-back guarantee, and since I spent so much time reading this, I'm just going to paraphrase it. We have 14 days to return it for a 100% guarantee. It is only for products purchased directly from Chameleon. If it's purchased from another retailer, it must be through that real retailer. I wonder where Kickstarter falls with that. That'll be interesting. Maybe somebody from Chameleon is watching this and can let us know. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox this and start swatching it and start talking about them. So I was kind of hinting, kind of snarking about shipping / purchasing experience. My purchasing experience was fine. The shipping experience was a little bit mediocre actually. So this is a really wide package. It's much wider than it needs to be. And this is probably their retail packaging because you have this little hanger thing, but where the hanger is, it might be off balance. So I have a couple problems with this. One, my package arrived already bent, which is a small nitpick, I know, but when you're buying something, you want it, especially something like Kickstarter, where when you funded it, you're part of the dream. You want more care and attention placed on the item, and maybe something to commemorate the fact that you backed the Kickstarter, something special like that. My other problem with their packaging is sometimes Chameleon's packaging can be really nice. Now, I added these so I knew which ones were which, but the Chameleon color tones come in these nice little plastic sets that interlock together, sturdily well made. It's meant to store the products. And then, I'm not going to show it in this scene because I'd have to completely restage my camera. But when I purchased the Chameleon, it's like the additional 30 set, it comes in the big black storage box with room for the original 20 markers. So when Chameleon wants to, they have really nice packaging. This is the 24 set of Fineliners. I didn't order 6, I didn't order 12, I ordered 24. And I spent $24 for them, $1 a pin, which is fair. And it is Kickstarter. So, you know, maybe they're still figuring out their manufacturing process. I get all that. But this packaging is very much retail packaging from a company that's already fairly established itself as decent at creating art supplies, marketable art supplies. You see the tops and you see the color tone markers in Michaels, so they do have brand presence. And my complaint is this was a Kickstarter. You could have packaged this in a reusable plastic anything, a zipper pouch, with Chameleon Fineliners screened on it. Just something more special than blister packaging that looks like it came from Walmart, because Walmart packages a lot of their stuff in blister packaging, and something that's going to be a better organizational tool than blister packaging, which is going to go in the garbage can. And I know that's kind of like, oh, Becca, you complain all the time, but I feel like that's a fair complaint. The target demographic for these seems to be hand letterers, crafters, maybe artists, people who value and treasure their art supplies. This is not aimed at young kid artists who often do value and treasure their art supplies too, but may go through them faster. I'm not insulting any of y'all. So just put it in a box, like a nice box. Make it feel more special. This feels like I could have picked it up at Walmart, Target, Michaels, and while that's all well and good, I backed the Kickstarter. Alright, I know. Y'all don't like hearing me complain. Okay, so, blend color. And then a bunch of other languages. Chameleon, changing color. 24 Chameleon Fineliners. And there are 276 possible color combinations. Now, one of the reasons I backed this project, and I don't back most art projects, there's only been a few, is because I do sincerely feel like Chameleon does innovative things. Just like I don't really review a lot of markers anymore, but I will still take a look at Chameleon stuff because I really do think they're doing innovative things. Do I think they've hammered out all the problems? No. But I like to see them kind of pushing the market. And I think these are really innovative and I'm really excited to try them. So the snark that I'm putting through, just take it as a suggestion for marketing them in the future. From a customer who backed y'all on Kickstarter. You know, somebody who was excited about the product from the get-go. So one of the other things I bought these for was I am hoping, I don't actually know, and I'm starting to kind of wonder. Oh, good, they are water-based. Okay. I want to use them with other alcohol markers. That is one of the reasons I bought them, was to use them with alcohol markers. To do the line art for alcohol markers. So I was kind of concerned that maybe they might be alcohol based, but no, it says water based on the back. We'll get to that in a second. Now Chameleon has color changing water based markers for kiddos as well. So this might be using some of that formulation. I'm fine with that. I just hope they're compatible with my alcohol markers. So the colors you're going to get in this pack, which is the bowl cap, is PK4, RD3, RD4, RD5, OR3, YO3, YL2, YG3, GR1, GR2, BG1, BG3, BG4, BL3, VO4, BV4, NU2, NU3, NU4, BR2, BR4, CG8, WG3, BK4, and it says to switch caps to blend colors. So if I am understanding these correctly, and this is what I wish they would have done with the color tops, but that's okay. So I think, this is me just guessing, we will find out later, you have color here, you have color here. So you can do pink to green, green to pink. If that's the case, I'm so excited. Da-da-da-da. Right, color, draw. Won't bleed through most paper, that's okay. Patented dual ink system, yes. Water-based, dry safe inks. I don't know what dry safe means, but we will find out. Detailed instructions inside. Waterproof, yes. Do not leave in the sun. Very fair, they are probably dye-based. Chameleon, changing color, and then Chameleon art products. All right, so let's go ahead and tear into them. Again, not a fan of the cardboard and plastic packaging. However, it probably does keep the cost down. I don't know. I would be interested in hearing from a chameleon wrap on this one. Okay, so the pins are nicely made. We have this is not necessary. We have the instructions, and then we have the pins. And we'll take a look at the pins in a moment. And they actually make a lot of products. So let's work through the paperwork, because I'm old and the paperwork is exciting for me too. Okay, so many ways to use. Use like an ordinary fine liner. Switch the cap to blend the color. Do multiple color blends. Ah, that sounds cool to me. All right, how they work. The longer the fuse, the longer the blend. And then they have the 1 through 10 second guide. That's what the Chameleon color tops also had. So color, and that's how you blend. There's ink in the pens and in the caps, and it's their patented dual ink system. And please release markers like this. This is what I wanted, not all the additional color tops. I mean, I have some of them, but like, you never have enough. You never have the ones you want, which is probably on purpose, but I can't justify buying more. Sorry. Okay, do's and don'ts. Always store correct color cap with the correct color pen. With Chameleon's dry safe ink, the cap can be left. Wow, okay. Dry safe ink, the cap can be left off for up to 2 days and the ink will not dry out. I'm impressed. Always color out any blended color from the pen before recapping for storage. Yes. After first use, store Chameleon fine liners flat, which is what I would normally do with these things, so that's okay. Cap not donating, not my quote, just cap not depositing color onto this. Donating is a fine use of the word. I just thought it was like, huh? At first. But see, they put recharge in quotation marks. Donating is not in quotes, but recharges. Okay. We recommend recharging your Chameleon fine liner caps occasionally. To recharge, ensure the cap and pen are matching colors. Stand pen upside down, cap at the bottom. Leave for at least 15 minutes, then get creative. And they say it washes out of many textiles. Okay. But it says it's waterproof. We'll see. Maybe it doesn't say waterproof. Maybe I misunderstood the little umbrella with the water. I don't know. Okay. For complete instructions, visit many languages, chameleonartproducts.com/downloads, which I will probably do. And then we have the write, draw, and color like no other. Ideal for writing, coloring, doodling, journals, and planners. Features a fine point Japanese precision 0.3mm metal clad tip for super smooth writing performance, ergonomic design, water-based dry safe ink. Okay, so let's clean this up and take a look at these. Okay, so regarding the design of the pen themselves, they are triangular, so they are not prone to rolling. Both the body and the cap have the color on it, which I really do appreciate. Let's see, there's no screening on the top or bottom, but that's fine because this is a fairly small surface. I do like that the clip and the cap and the post on the back are all color coordinated. There is also a size on here, which makes me wonder if they're going to come out with larger ones. That could be really cool. Even just bullet nib size ones, I'd have to resist, but I'd really want them. So let's see, chameleon color, chameleon changing color, chameleon changing color. Just in general, they're attractive pens. And they have kind of a matte body, but it doesn't seem to be that rubberized matte that goes to garbage in a couple years. So there is supposedly a charging cable, charging ink in here. I don't think you can refill these, or it didn't say anything about refilling, and you can post it to the back. And even though this feels light considering there's like ink charging in there, or a donating station, I don't know what to call it. There's ink in the cap and ink in the bottle. But it posts, and it doesn't throw the weight off too much, but it's not quite as secure as I would like. It feels a little wiggle wobbly. Okay, so actually I wanna line it up just right. Just perfect. I'm that person. I could see them making a really cute box for this. I wish they would. Maybe they'll release one. So these are the bold colors. I actually really like the color selection for them. Again, I am wah about the lack of like any kind of custom storage for these would be nice. But this is actually, let me see if I can do it elegantly. Okay, yes. This is all 24 colors. So now I need to charge them for 15 minutes upside down, and this is when something custom and cute to store these in would have been perfect, because then you just flip the thing over and it can stand on its head. Get on it, Chameleon, that's a freebie. So I am going to, because like what we have here right now, you can't charge them like this. So I'm going to grab something to charge them with, and in 15 minutes I'll check back in with you guys and we'll try swatching them. So I found this empty in my studio, and it's supposed to hold a number of pencils, probably not 24, but I bet we can get all 24 markers in here, or at least we're going to try. And I'm going to try to get, math is hard, y'all. Okay, so there's 6 slots. You can get at least 2 in, so I need to get 4 in to get all of them in. So let's see if I can do that. Maybe not. But then again, I know I can get 3. I don't think it's going to be 4. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to have to find something else. So I couldn't find any empty art supply thingy I already own, but I did find this really awesome Gem in the Holograms bag with a really pretty space motif. And I actually designed this bag, and I hired my friend Alex Hoffman to do the background space. I think he did a great job of it. Even has a matching zipper and a really cute interior zipper. So I think, unless I have something better, this is gonna be it. I mean, it matches, it's cute. I just wanted something that like, it displayed things and I could keep them in color order. When I use art supplies, I don't like cramming them into like a blind mishmash bag. I like to have it all out nice and displayed. But you know, that's okay. That's another free idea for you, Chameleon. You could look at how Staedtler sells their fine liner markers. They come in a plastic case, and it's not super expensive, but it definitely stands the test of time. Of course, then you'd have to like have something custom designed for it. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that won't work. I mean, just even like this, which is from Muji. Actually, why don't I use this? Because like, can I stand it on its head? No, but I could put them all in upside down. Why not? I never used this anyway. Coming up with good ideas. But like even a container like this, it may not hold all 24. Wow. Wow. These are so cheap. I didn't expect this to like, oh, I gotta get rid of these. These are dead. I'm sure I bought them to show you guys and then forgot. I forgot. Boo, 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 boo. They feel cheap too, and I normally love Muji stuff. Okay, those go over to the side. These come back out. Let's put them in upside down because I'm going to want it on the flat surface. Because we got to charge it for 15 minutes. I just want you guys to know that this is the pain you would be feeling too. So me complain, they fit almost perfect. They fit good enough. You don't have to cap it, but we got to do 15 minutes. So I'm going to start a timer for 15 minutes. It's 7:15 right now, so at 7:30, I'll see you guys again. All right, so it's been 15 minutes. We can finally see how these handle. And I'm going to test these out in my alcohol marker test book. No, these are not alcohol-based. They are water-based. But look, here is the field test that I'm going to use for the Chameleon color tops and the Chameleon color tone markers. So, a little sneak peek here. And then here is a pre-field test I did to sort of get a feel for those markers, and I'm going to have the video for that coming up soon as well. So I have a motivation for showing you guys these. Plus, this is a mixed media, right? Is this the mixed media? Yes, it is the mixed media sketchbook. So I do want to water test these and alcohol marker test these. So I thought using a mixed media book would be great. Now, I do not have, these are all out of order now. I'm not going to put them back in order. I apologize for those of you who are cringing that I'm not going to do that, but I'm not. So let us start with NU2. And I'll zoom on in so you guys can see what I'm doing. So now it's time to test out what I know all of you have been waiting for. Now they promised 276 different color combinations, and I believe them. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I thought it might be fun to select maybe some of the more obvious blends people might go for, and maybe some more extreme blends. So I'm gonna kind of noodle around with that, and I'll do that in time lapse as well. So I want to start off by saying I actually think these are really cool. I really look forward to playing with them more, and the system is what I really wanted the chameleon color tones to be able to do. So it's really cool to see that Chameleon is at least kind of moving in that direction. I feel like this is a much easier to use system with a lot less bulk and a lot less just extra stuff. So I have all of the colors swatched here, and some color blends here and over here. I did notice that my BV4 writes fine, but let's try charging it real quick. Oh, another thing I want to point out is you really only need to charge it for like a count of 1, 2. For a lot of these, it was 1, 2. Okay, so yellow, it should show up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know that's not 10 seconds. Look, not even blue a little bit. No blue transfer at all. Okay, maybe it's the yellow. So cap that, and let's grab a green. Green and blue, they're pretty together, right? Let's swatch the green first so you guys can actually see. All right, greeny green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, no blue on the tip, no blue on the green. So, oh, actually, let me do the reverse. Now remember, these are designed so that you can leave them uncapped for a couple of days if you need to, which really helps with all this like cap transferring, right? Let's try yellow to blue, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, look, the nib's actually yellow. It's writing yellow, but this is the blue pen, and I know that's how these are supposed to work. I'm just trying to prove that perhaps the cap on my BV4 is just dead. And then in comes the blue. And we get some really pretty transitions. So I think I have a dead one in the mix, and now the onus is on me to prove to Chameleon that they sent me a dead one. And I may end up just sending them this video, just because it's video proof that I have a dead one. But all the other ones that I've tested seem to work just fine. And the only real way you're gonna know if you have a dead one, because if you're swatching the colors, you're swatching with the pin part, right? It's the cap part that I think is dead for this one. The only way you're gonna know is just by kind of testing out different markers. So I may have another dead cap, and I just don't know, which is kind of a bummer. It would also be cool to kind of see them come out with like, I don't want to call it a blender, but like a white one, so that you can do like soft fading out of color kind of transitions. And maybe they have one and I just didn't order the right set. So that is 24 colors with a few different blends. Now I want to test these for compatibility with some of my favorite techniques. So I'm gonna go grab some pink lead and an alcohol marker, maybe even a chameleon alcohol marker, and some water. This was originally recorded and intended to be shared at original speed, but I think for everybody's benefit, we're just gonna go ahead and time-lapse it by 2. So I am testing out a colored lead, and then I'm going to test out a graphite, and I am sketching this in with the Uni Nano Dia pink lead, and I have a full review of the Uni Nano Dia color pencils and leads coming up in the near future. Normally I would pencil this in with a Pilot Color Eno in pink, but it is gone for a little walk, and this will work just as well for these purposes. So what I'm doing here is I'm sketching in a cute little elf girl using pink lead, and then I'm going to try lining right on top of it. And what I'm looking for when I'm doing this is I want to see if these fine liners are able to ink on top of colored leads, or if there's a bit of a waxy resist, anything like that. Frequently, I love using colored leads as the underdrawing for my alcohol marker illustrations, and while I would not fine line directly on top of the colored lead immediately, I would apply marker and then I would ink on top of that. So sometimes the alcohol marker does a really good job of kind of dissolving some of the lead, and sometimes it doesn't, so this is still important to test. And as always, I apologize that my head is in the shot, and as always, my eyesight is terrible, and I really need to be able to buy a new pair of glasses. So unfortunately, sometimes my head does get in the shot, and I do apologize for that. So something I noticed with these pens is that if you charge for 10 seconds, it is going to retain the color you charged with for a really, really long time, which might be great if you're writing a sheet of something and you want the color change to be gradual, but if you're inking something smaller, a 1-2 count is going to be just fine. Something else you can do is on a scratch sheet of paper or on a piece of the paper that you're not using for this purpose, you can go ahead and remove some of the excess color to hasten the transition. So for the skin tones, I used probably an NU and a BR. I believe it was like NU4 and BR4. Usually when I'm inking skin tones, I like to use either sepia, maybe purple if you're a darker skin person, pink if you're a lighter skin person, just something that's going to really complement the skin tone. So for the lips, I used a red and then a darker red, and I found that the transition wasn't as noticeable. I'm actually very satisfied with the color range I received in the 24-piece bold set. There's actually 48 total colors in this lineup. So now I want to do her hair, and since she's an elf, I decided to go with fantasy colors. So we're doing blues, teals, and very light blues. And when I ink, I usually think about the light source coming from the top, unless I have a specific light source in mind. So the way I'm trying to ink is I'm trying to ink from light to dark. So for her eyes, I went ahead and I infused her eyes with the light blue for the tops of her eyes, and then worked it out until I got the darker blue for the bottoms. And when I'm inking a tiny illustration like this, I find that the transition isn't quite as smooth as I would have liked. For her, the little bobbles in her hair, I'm using pink and purple, and they're so small that you don't really notice the purple coming through at all, or I'm sorry, the pink coming through at all. And I show that there. I'm trying to work out some of the excess purple in order to get to the pink. And took a little bit of doing. Something else I noticed while I was working on these little inked illustrations is that my BV04 cap, the cap specifically, seems to not be charging any of the colors, and I talk about that a little bit more. So here I'm using light blue, teal, and I think darker blue to ink her hair, and what I wanted was a transition from light, the top of her head, to dark. Now, something I find a little bit frustrating with any of the Chameleon products is just that it's a little bit harder to record what I'm doing because I have to charge the pens. These were easier than using the Chameleon color tones and the color tops because you can leave them uncapped for a little bit of time, so you don't have to worry about your ink quickly evaporating or drying out because they're uncapped. That makes these a lot more handy to use, and I'd really like to see Chameleon consider releasing these in a fude or a brush pen style. I think I would really enjoy using those. Now, I do know that they have some water-based color changing markers for kiddos, and while I'm interested in those, I don't think I'm going to be reviewing those on the channel unless they're sent to me, just because I have a lot on my plate, and while I think they're interesting, I don't necessarily think they have a real long-term place in my studio. Whereas with these fine liners, I actually think these are really exciting, and I was inspired by so many ideas while using these, which I think is really what art supplies should do. When you're using them, they should inspire further ideas. They should inspire creativity, and I definitely think that these fine liners inspire my creativity. So they get a big old check plus seal of approval from me. I really look forward to working with them for a full field test and playing with them a little bit more in the future, and hopefully working them into my normal marker work, because doing colored line arts is a lot of fun, and the notion of being able to do gradual transitions with color in my line arts just seems really appealing. So now I want to test how these ink over graphite. I'm using a very hard graphite. I believe this is H or 2H, and this is what I use when I pencil watercolor pages that are about to get watercolor on top of them. So it's a very light, hard lead. I think something softer like a B or a 3B might end up gumming up or getting smudged by these markers, and that's no flaw of the markers. It's just something that happens when you use much softer leads. And I'm using a Pentel Icy to sketch this in. I like Pentel Icies because they're very easy on my hands, and it's a lightweight pencil that has some give to it. And I am sketching in another cute elf girl, and I decided to give her darker skin because why not? So to give her darker skin, we're basically just going to ink her line art as though she had darker skin, or as though we were coloring for darker skin. So I started with the darkest brown that I had, which I think might be BR4. It's the same brown I used in the shadows for the lighter skinned elf girl, and I infused it later, or no, I infused black with the BR4. So we start with BR4 and we work our way towards black. You could also do this with purple, and that would help imply some cooler shadows. And I draw so small that I had to kind of doodle out some of the ink just so that I could reach the black a little faster and we could demonstrate that a little bit quicker. My other complaint, and it's not really a fair complaint, it's not really a complaint against Chameleon, but you got to be really careful to make sure you cap your markers correctly. You have a lot of uncapped markers and a lot of marker caps kind of floating around at any given time, and Chameleon says they're not going to dry out, and I didn't notice any dryness issues, so I'm confident in their claim. But that's just a lot of little bitty loose pieces floating around. So if you have kids, if you have pets, if you're very easily distracted, if you tend to knock things off your desk, you're going to want to keep an eye on your marker or your fine liners as you're using them. So I wanted to give her fantasy color hair, so I decided pink and purple would be really fun, especially since I wasn't able to demonstrate that very clearly with the little hair baubles the other elf girl has. So we're doing pink as the highlight and purple as the shading color. So the pink is generally on top with the purple underneath. And I think she just turned out so cute. She's like a little Pippi Longstockings inspired elf. And I kind of want to draw more elf cuties in the future. So perhaps the field test, the full field test for these, which will be coming up soon. And I want to test a few different things. I want to test these over alcohol marker. So like inking a finished alcohol marker piece with these. I want to try inking something with these first and then markering on top of it. And then I want to try just doing a piece that's very line art heavy, very line art reliant, and doesn't have any color, or maybe only has spot color, so that the line art is what is important, and hopefully the transitions in these markers are more apparent. These are also very fun to doodle with, so if you like fine liners, if you like pens for doodling, these are fun and very satisfying to use. I really like the build quality on these markers, or I'm sorry, on these fine liners, and I found them comfortable in the hand. The triangular shape is not prone to rolling, and they fit very comfortably in my hand. They're a little bit larger than some other fine liners that have been on the market, so they're actually more comfortable for me to use. So that is a big, in terms of design, I really like that about these. So I'm going to allow these line arts to dry for about an hour, and then I'm going to try erasing the colored lead and the graphite out from under them to see if this causes any smearing, any ghosting, or if the graphite stays under the line art. So what better than a chameleon color tone? And I'll grab a color top. What better than a chameleon color tone and color top to test out whether or not these are alcohol marker safe? So if you guys don't know anything about these markers, I have a blog post and I also have videos here on this channel about them. I am liking the Fineliners more. 3. So far, they appear to be alcohol marker proof, which is nice. All right, that is a check in the right direction. And we said waterproof. All right, so I have a paintbrush full of water with some paint in it, as well as a cup of water. Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think these are waterproof. That's okay. Although, what does the umbrella with the raindrops mean? Does it mean don't put in the rain? I don't, y'all tell me. Y'all are smarter than me. Yeah, very much not waterproof, but alcohol marker proof. So you can actually use them with your chameleon color tops, your chameleon color tones, or Copic markers if you so desire. And I'm erasing this using a giant Moo eraser. I apologize, my head is really getting in the shot here, but I found that these both erase really cleanly, and gosh, I'm so sorry about my head getting in the shot. Okay, art nerds, today we took a look at the Chameleon color changing fine liners. These interesting fine liners have an ink reservoir in the barrel, of course, but also in the cap, which allows for quick color transitions. These are available using one of the links down below. It is not an affiliate link, so if you like what I do and you want to help me continue to do it, you got to join me over on Patreon at patreon.com/natosoup. By joining the Art Nerd community, you help fund Unbox and Swatch reviews like this one here. I ordered mine through their Kickstarter several months ago, and I paid $24 plus an additional $4 for the 24-piece bold color set. I would love to see Chameleon introduce additional sizes, maybe a bullet nib, maybe a brush tip to this particular line. I think it's got a lot of potential, and I think it's really quite innovative. These fine liners are alcohol marker proof. This was done using a chameleon toned top and a chameleon marker, but they are not waterproof, so do not use these with your watercolors unless you're going to ink on top of the finished watercolor. I was able to erase both colored lead and graphite lead from these fine liners quite cleanly. I will not go so far as to say there is no ghosting or anything like that. I cannot see any, but really only time will tell and further testing will tell. So I hope you guys will look forward to when I put these to a full field test. Keep an eye out for that. And I hope you guys will check out some of my awesome reviews and tutorials here on this channel. If you like what I do and you never want to miss a video, make sure you click subscribe because I have lots of reviews coming up and plenty of tutorials, and hit the bell notification so you never miss an update. If you enjoyed this video, it would be a huge favor if you shared it with some of your friends so they can find out about the Chameleon fine liners. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again really soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye! These 24 fine liners were purchased via Kickstarter for $24 plus $4 in shipping as part of the Chameleon Kickstarter campaign. They should be available for order, I guess, in the near future. These were purchased out of pocket and were not sent to me for the purposes of review, so all opinions are my own.